Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Scott and this is Grassroots NASCAR Racing. So this is part 3 of the Terry Labonte Sunoco Oldsmobile restoration. This is where we're going to do the graphics. So if you haven't seen the other 2 parts, I'm going to link them up above. But this has been a process, so I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. But this is where it's really going to come to life. This is when we get the big payoff and it's going to be awesome. So right now it's Sunday. You can see the car behind me. I just got it loaded in the trailer. I'm going to try and drive probably 5 hours today and then the other 12 hours on Monday to get to Charlotte. I know what you're thinking. You're going to drive from Houston to Charlotte to do the graphics? Can't you just find somebody local? Yeah, I can, but if I'm going to do this, I want to do it right. And there's a really good guy in Charlotte, in Denver, just outside the Charlotte area, who's like the best guy to use for when you're doing restoration graphics on these old race cars. Sure, anybody can do them, but if you want them exactly right, the right size, the right color, all that stuff, you got to use the best, and that's what I want to do with this job. So yes, I'm going to drive to Charlotte to do the graphics. So that said, let's get on the road. All right, everybody, it is the big day for the graphics. We are at CompCal in Denver, North Carolina, one of the best places to do reproduction graphics for these vintage stock cars. So I've already got the car just about ready to come out. I'm gonna roll it out and then we have to push it into the shop. So we will get it in there, right there, and get these graphics going, man. I'm excited. It was a pretty smooth trip up here. The roads weren't too bad, and we should have beautiful weather today. So let's get this car in the shop. car is finally done and it looks awesome. It looks so good with the right graphics on there. I'm just at a loss for words. It looks so good. So let me show it to you. We've rolled it outside. I'm about to get it loaded up, but I had to show it to you before I get it loaded up. So check this out. Ah, look at that. How cool does that look? So much better. That is just awesome. Once you get all the right graphics on there, the way it should look on race day, it just looks so good. All these extra ones down here, the ones on the back. Just looks so good. I'm so happy with the way this turned out. Brian did an awesome job. He was fantastic dealing with my OCD. There were a couple that had to be switched a little bit, but we got this thing right, man. It looks spot on. So I am very, very excited. We will get this thing loaded up and back to Texas. It's cold today, man. Yesterday it was like 75 degrees here, and right now it's about probably about 50. So it's definitely cooled down a little bit. So I'm ready to get back to Texas and get this thing into the warmth. Anyway, guys, so let's get this thing loaded up and we will get back on the road. Okay, so she is loaded up. We are ready to go. You can see it strapped down in here. Ah, man, it's gonna be so nice to get this thing home, get the windshield back in, get the grills back in, and hood pin, gotta do those. So yeah, a few things we gotta do when we get home, but overall I am so happy with the way this thing turned out. So let's get on the road and head back to Texas. Okay, so we've got the car in the garage now. It seems like the bulk of the work is done, but there's still a few things we got to do before this thing is ready. So we need to install the windshield, but before we do that, I want to paint the top of the dash, get that nice and black again. I need to pick up the spoiler and one other piece at the body shop. They were having to redo the black on that. And once we get those in, then we can throw the windshield in, and then we need to do all of the screens on the front of the car. And then we'll go through and do like the hood pins and things like that. So there's just a bunch of little things that we have to do. The straps that go on the back window, things like that. The NACA ducts on the side windows. So there's a little bit of work to be done. So I think today what we're gonna do, we are going to paint this. We'll do that tonight. And maybe one or two other little things. Maybe try and get the straps on the back, the ones that go from here down, one on each side. We'll try and do that maybe tonight. And if we get that done and have enough time, we will put the NACA ducts back in here. So I think that will be the work for tonight. And then we will continue with all the other stuff, all this stuff. So let's get to it. All right, everybody, that is it. The car is done. Oh my gosh, this has been a longer process than I thought, but it's been a really interesting process. So it took a little longer just because I was having some issues with my back there for a little while. Still haven't gone away, but I'm working through that. But I mean, we got this car done. We got all those graphics stripped, all the adhesive off. We got it into the body shop. It came out looking beautiful. No more dents, no more dings. The paint looked great. And then we took it all the way to Charlotte and got the graphics done, got it back here, all the windows back in, the screens on the front, all the straps holding on the windows. I went through and replaced some of the roll bar padding on the inside and did a few little things inside there. So the car looks absolutely amazing, but I don't want to show it to you here. It just, you know, it's right behind me right there. It would look kind of weird in the shop. You don't get the full effect. So why don't we do it like this? Well, what do you think, everybody? Looks pretty good, huh? That was so amazing. We actually got invited by Atlanta to come out and display for the second race of the season, and it was awesome. It was a little cold out there, but it was so fun. We got to be in the fan zone on Saturday displaying with some other vintage cars, and then Sunday before the race, they had us on pit road. It was so incredible. And it was so fun interacting with the fans, showing them this car. They loved seeing it. We got so many stories from people, tons of people taking pictures. We got some kids sitting in the car. It was just a great time. But I just can't be happier with how this car turned out. It was so fun working on this thing and repainting things and, like, you know, learning new tools that I hadn't used before. And it just came out looking so good. I'm so happy with it. So I gotta thank Sunoco again for partnering with Grassroots NASCAR Racing on this, and it was just a great time, a great experience. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this whole thing come together and seeing the car turn into what it has. It's just so beautiful. So again, guys, just a huge thank you to Sunoco, a huge thank you to you guys, the fans. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We've got some great stuff coming up soon. You can see the next project behind me. We're gonna get started on that one pretty soon, so stick around. We've got some great content coming up for you guys. So thank you again and take care. We'll see you in the next video.